Just Us Geeks back again with Doctor Who, Season 10, Episode 6, entitled Extremis. You'll notice there's a couple of us missing today, but they'll catch up later. They're away this weekend. We'll just carry on so we don't run the risk of getting spoiled. Just wanted to say a quick shout out to all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing.
Thank you. Thank you. Danke.
Danke for all of our any of our German subscribers out there. Yeah, so it's really exciting for us. Thanks so much. And anyway, so last week we learned that the Doctor is blind. And one thing I noticed, I didn't notice while watching, but while going back and editing the reaction, he said that he didn't think he was going to see ever again. So that is worrying. And I'm wondering if he's going to do like a mini regeneration, kind of like Doctor Number 10 did. Or is this going to just slowly degenerate and he ends up having to regenerate into a whole new Doctor? So we'll see. Anyway, you'll notice we all have our pillows. It's a slightly creepy looking episode. So we have our doggies and our kittens for protection. Anyway, let's get to it. Ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. And of course, there we go.
Death is an increasing problem.
A long time ago.
Intelligent species active in this galaxy alone.
I don't know, he got hurt somehow.
To know how to kill all of them. On this planet, we're proud to serve as executioners to every living thing. The destruction of a Time Lord, however, is a particular honor. An additional stipulation of the Fatality Index is that the sentence must be carried out by another Time Lord. Apologies for our choice, but your people are not easy to come by.
Oh, Doctor, I didn't expect you.
Well, now this is
Oh,
interesting.
you'd retired.
Why?
Domestic bliss on Dorindium. That's the word among the Daleks. What happened?
The prisoner will kneel.
For a moment there, I was worried that the Doctor was the prisoner. So it is Missy in there.
The quantum fold chamber is prepared.
Great.
The sentence will be carried out. Executioner?
Well, he's not going to execute her.
Okay, so what's the title? Oh.
Veritas. That means truth. Latin for truth.
The truth. Obviously the sex, they understood the language.
He died with them. In all copies of their translation disappeared shortly after their mass suicide.
Literally there. Oh, Tom. I thought you moved that from me.
Is that her?
Yeah, slightly didn't work
No,
out.
that's a friend.
Cosa sta succedendo? Chi siete voi due ragazzi? Come mai sono finito qui in questa casa? Io pensate che avevamo tornato al Vaticano? Questa è una pazzia! Dottore, perché mi hai portato qui?
What does she do?
That was the Pope.
Don't know, I
Bill,
don't speak
that was
Italian.
the Pope. Yeah, give me a minute. I am about to have a truly awesome work.
My doctor.
Oh, that's River's
Your missus wouldn't
journal.
approve.
How the hell did you get here?
Followed you from Beryllium on the explicit orders of your late wife, River Song. Warning, I have full permission to kick your ass. Because the moment you tell Bill, it becomes real. And then, you might actually have to deal with it.
Good point. Well made. Definitely not telling her now.
You're an idiot.
Everyone knows that.
He is being very silly.
Who?
The doctor not telling Bill that he's blind.
Here you must go without me. Cardinal Angelo will conduct you to the library.
Is he don't do you blind?
Well, we're sending him
That's why
down.
he's got his glasses on. That no one knows.
That's right, you're so clever.
Very few know this place exists. The Library of Blasphemy. Hereticum.
Harry Potter.
Language.
Harry Potter.
Please.
I was
stay
thinking
close
Game
to
of
me.
Thrones myself.
The layout is designed to confuse the uninitiated.
Sort of like religion.
You happy in those shades?
Priest, by the look of him,
Ooh,
shuts out the
What
lock.
was that?
Probably hasn't got
a nasty looking hand.
so much for your forbidden library, Cardinal.
Is that a zombie hand?
I don't think we're doing zombies anymore.
Doctor, look at this. Must have been his. Are you trying to get rid of us?
Why?
Because you're sending us into the dark after a man with a gun.
Ah, well, I thought of that.
Thank you.
I'll make sure that you walk in front of Bill.
Oh, great.
You gonna lead this?
Why isn't he telling
Trust
the
me.
girl that she's blind?
He doesn't want her to worry.
Yeah, you don't actually have to do that. In fact, don't you dare do that.
Bill, you're to walk behind me now, like the doctor said.
Yeah, totally not happening.
Okay, Bill. Miss Potts, I'm the only person you've ever met or will ever meet who is officially licensed to kick the doctor's ass. I will happily do the same to you in the event that you do not align yourself with any instructions I have issued, which I personally judge to be in the best interests of your safety and survival.
You should listen.
Okay, Bill?
Okay. Ludo! Oh! Are you secretly a badass?
Nothing secret about it, baby doll.
Why did it electrocute him?
Don't know.
What happened?
We don't
I
know.
am your friend. I am your friend. Electrocute him.
Oh, that's the Pentagon in America. So the portal led to America.
Do you have clearance for floor 3?
Floor 3 of what?
Of what?
Of what?
The Pentagon.
Are they in the Pentagon? Pentagon.
So the Pentagon is through there.
What's a Pentagon?
And the Vatican.
That's six.
Through there.
I wonder what
How many sides?
What is this?
Seven?
How is this possible?
5.
5.
Yeah. Is it like straight lines?
Yeah.
Straight lines.
So the building is shaped like a pentagon, so it's called the Pentagon.
The Pentagon. But it was just called Pentagon.
No, the Pentagon.
Hello? Are you coming?
If you invited friends and family,
What is
the
it?
old story.
Okay, let's go. What is
Never look so
it?
good in the morning.
Oh my god.
Those were explosives under the table.
TNT.
Yeah.
Choose a number. Any number. Both of you. Now. And say it when I tap this table.
6.
Try again. Keep going.
17.
Again. Don't stop every time I tap the table.
9.
87.
How are you doing that?
It's a test. It's a shadow
What's
test.
creepy?
Oh, really
What's
very
creepy?
sad.
How are you doing
What
what?
is those numbers? Does it mean that it's gonna blow up?
Yeah, that's the countdown.
You ask a computer-simulated person to generate a random string of numbers. It won't truly be that. All the simulated people are part of the same computer program, and they'll all generate the same string.
What's he doing?
Sent an email to himself.
Oi, get off! I've just been executed. Show a little respect.
She's alive.
I was just a bit sleepy, right? It's not split hairs. Shut up. No.
Of course she's not dead. She's a friend of mine. I may have fiddled with your wiring a little bit.
You swore an oath.
Do me a favor. The fatality index. Look up the doctor.
You have an entry, just like any other sentient being.
Under cause of death.
You do seem to have an impressive record of fatalities credited to you.
All right, well, that was another great episode. I don't think the children were too bothered about it. You could see they were fidgeting and squirming and not really paying attention. It was a bit over their heads, I think. But that's okay, because Doctor Who is a family show, and sometimes it's nice to have a more grown-up episode, which that one certainly was. I'm glad to see...
Can't see me.
Scoot over that way. So, I was glad to see the Doctor's sight slightly restored, but not quite. Also, it is Missy in the vault, which we did suspect. We did wonder if there was a twist to it, though, with it being perhaps John Sims' version of the Master, but that might still come. We didn't think the Doctor would kill Missy in the beginning. The Doctor has many chances over the years to do away with the Master, and he's never chosen to do it yet, and I don't think he ever will. The simulation thing, that was interesting. It was a combination of Westworld meets The Matrix, which was pretty cool. I'll have to rewatch, though. There was so much squirming and fidgeting from this lot. I did miss quite a bit of the dialogue, so I will rewatch. As well, when I edit, I rewatch the episode several times anyhow, so I'm sure I will catch a bit more of the dialogue that I missed. But it was a good episode, not anywhere near as creepy as I was expecting. Although those creatures were a bit creepy, but not too bad. The simulation thing with the different projections of the Pentagon and the Vatican and that lab. Is that the same? I feel like I've seen that symbol, the company, something with a C. Where have I seen that symbol before? It looks familiar to me. Anyway, they've had enough, so I'll leave it there. Hey guys, it's a new day. I have rewatched the episode and I have a clearer head now, so I can give a proper recap without the kids climbing all over me. So it's ramping up to be a pretty interesting season. The story arc is really intriguing. And we got a bit more about the vault. Well, we got a lot more about the vault because we know that it's Missy in the vault. We start out with the Doctor and Missy on some planet where there's executioners and they want the Doctor to kill Missy. How Missy got to this planet, how they caught Missy, we don't know. What she's done, we don't know, unless this is justice for all the problems she's caused in the past, and she's just being prosecuted for that. But I don't, or if she's done some new horrible thing, I don't know. But we know that this is happening just after the Doctor and River Song spent that time on Beryllium, and we know that Nardole was sent by River basically to look after the Doctor, and that's why he's with the Doctor now. So he's been with him for quite some time. Anyhow, they needed the Doctor to basically flip the switch on this execution device that they have Missy in, and we kind of knew that the Doctor wasn't going to do that. I mean, there's just no way the Doctor is going to kill Missy. And sure enough, he didn't. He'd rigged the machine somehow so that when he flipped the switch, it slightly knocked her out, but that was it. So that was kind of a flashback. And then we cut to the scene where the Doctor is sitting up against the vault and even says something like, I can't let them know I'm blind, Missy. So she's definitely the one in the vault. And he receives an email that he had sent, what turns out to be later in the episode. So the Doctor is at his university in his lecture hall, and the Pope comes to see him to ask for his help. Whatever is going on is serious enough that the Vatican has gotten involved and has come to ask the Doctor personally for help. Then we cut to Bill, who is just coming off of a date and has brought her date home with her. And at this point, Bill has every right to be angry and upset and annoyed with the Doctor because he is interrupting a significant part of her life. So I wasn't surprised that Bill was upset and angry with the Doctor. I would have been too if I was on a date and he interrupted me. So we have the Pope just waltzing out of Bill's bedroom, ranting and raving in Italian, and her date is like, that was the Pope? What on earth is going on here? And we go into the bedroom and there's the TARDIS and the Pope and all his cardinals. So that's something you don't see every day. So anyway, they get in the TARDIS. The date runs off, by the way. She's out. But the rest of them travel to the Vatican, to a secret library where they want the Doctor to read the text of the Veritas, which is a book where people who have read it have committed suicide. Anyway, during this episode, or during that portion when they're in the Vatican library, it's creepy, it's dark, it's very Harry Potter or Game of Thrones like, this library that they're in. And it becomes clear that there's a little more going on because we have these weird projections from the wall and weird creatures, mummy looking creatures coming out of these projections. There's a funny exchange between Bill and Nardole in the library where the Doctor has asked Nardole to walk in front of Bill while they go exploring, you know, to protect her, and Bill is so not having that, which is funny because, I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, Nardole, by all means walk in front of me, because there was what they thought was a madman running around the library with a gun. And, you know, I'm quite bold and brave and can take care of myself, but if I'm in a dark library with a madman running around, I will quite happily have Nardole walk in front of me. I won't mind at all. But Bill, she was not having it. And they have this funny exchange where Nardole is like, look, Bill, I've been told to protect you, and I'm the only one with permission to kick the doctor's ass, so I suggest you get in line, or, you know, you're next type of thing. And Bill is like, oh, you're a badass, aren't you? And Nardole is like, you bet I am, baby doll, or something to that effect. I messed up the quote, but it was hilarious. And that was when I was like, okay, Nardole, I no longer hate you. You're doing really well. You are really funny now. But then after that little badass exchange, he squeals like a girl, like a baby girl, when he sees the dead body of the guy with the gun on the floor. So that was really funny. I'm not usually a fan of Nardole, but he has not angered me or annoyed me at all this season. So that is something. Anyhow, the doctor, meanwhile, is hooking himself up to the Veritas, I think. I didn't quite get this part, but whatever he's doing, he's trying to jumpstart a mini regeneration in the hopes of getting his sight back. Because the idea is, I suppose, is that he's going to be damaged enough to cause a mini regeneration. So meanwhile, Bill and Nardole are walking around, and they discover a projection and decide to walk through it, which I would have done as well. And they end up in the Pentagon, of all places. But they figure out that what they're seeing, these projections, are projections. Like, they're not actually at the Pentagon. They didn't actually walk into, the CERN lab. I knew it looked familiar, but I couldn't place it at the time. Of course it's familiar. I mean, everybody knows the Large Hadron Collider and the God particle. All that is CERN. So it's a real life thing. At the time, you know, kids climbing over me, I couldn't tell what it was. I just thought, you know, it's mom brain. That's what I'll chalk it up to, mom brain. But anyway, yeah, that's why it looked familiar. Also, it's funny that they featured in this episode about alternate realities, because my friends and I have a joke that ever since they've started operating the Large Hadron Collider, that we ourselves have entered into an alternate reality, because everything is crazy in the world right now. And how else do you explain this dumpster fire of a universe that we're living in at the moment? It must be an alternate reality. So thanks, CERN. Anyhow, while they're in this lab, they meet a scientist, or a group of scientists, who are basically about to blow themselves up. And this is because the Veritas had been emailed to them, and they realize, because the Veritas exposes the truth, they realize that they are not in reality, they are in an alternate reality, and you have to kill yourself to get out of it, to escape. So that's what they were planning to do. Of course, Bill and Nardole have no idea what they're talking about. So the scientist tries to explain to Bill that it's not reality, and he says, okay, the two of you shout out a random number at the same time, and let's see. And of course, they shout out the same number over and over and over, and it's starting to get creepy, because the other scientists are shouting the same numbers. The main scientist guy is shouting the same numbers. Everybody's shouting the same numbers. And you're like, why are they doing this? How are they doing this? But it is later explained by the doctor that because it's a computer-generated reality, the computer can't do random numbers for everybody. Nothing's random with computers. Everything is programmed. So everybody's shouting the same number at the same time, which I thought was really clever. And that also is why I thought of Westworld and The Matrix, because that all involves people thinking they're living reality, but they're not. They're living alternate. They're living in an alternate reality, which I thought was interesting. So anyway, there's this random life form, alien, sinister life form that, for whatever reason, has chosen Earth. Of course, they always do. But they're going to a lot of trouble to take over Earth. So this probably would explain why the Vatican's involved, and clearly this is the overall arc of the season. I'm interested to see how the Master or Missy will feature in this. How long is this going to last? How long is he going to fake this blindness? He can't keep it from Bill. Bill's got to find out, surely. But how effective can he be being blind? I mean, I know he's got his sonic sunglasses, and I like how those sunglasses have been instrumental in the Doctor being able to perform his duties, because I think most of us hated those sonic sunglasses, and now they have been written in a way that they are absolutely necessary, which is hilarious to me. Anyway, I'm really liking this season. I really liked that episode. Like I said before, it wasn't really for children. My kids didn't understand it. Everything went over their heads. I mean, they liked the monster and, you know, a few of the scary bits, but, excuse me, overall they were bored. That's okay. Like I said before, I don't mind them being bored so that we get an episode that is full of information. We got tons of information about who's in the vault, about how the Doctor and Nardole hooked up, about why the Doctor is given an oath. We got loads of information. So I love that. It was a bit of a slower episode, but again, as long as you're getting loads of information, that is okay. You know, it doesn't have to be jump scares and this, you know, explosions and all that to keep me entertained. So I thought it was a great episode, and we are really having a great season. If this is Capaldi's last, which I have to come to terms with the fact that it is, I am so happy that he's going out on a high. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Can't wait for next week. I have no idea what's coming next week. I didn't watch the preview. So I'm excited and looking forward to it. I know it's going to be something amazing. The standard's pretty high this season, like I said. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'll go. Thanks again for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.